Hi there. I'm a couple days away from my due date, and as it approaches, I have been receiving more and more friends and family reaching out, concerned about what they're hearing in the news about what's going on with laboring women in hospitals and what that might mean for me for my delivery. So, things they're hearing is that I'll have to wear PPE throughout my entire delivery, that the baby might be taken away from me, that I'd have to labor and deliver without my support system, be that family or doula or my partner. Some of this is true for me, some of it is probably not. A lot of it, I think, depends on your location in the country, your hospital's policies, and if you or your partner test positive or have symptoms of COVID. And while a lot of my friends and family express frustration or are upset about some of these rules that are being put in place, I kind of tend to take a different view of it. Did I envision having to give birth while breathing through a mask the entire time? No. Did I envision having to be surrounded by people who look like they've stepped off the set of Outbreak when I have my baby? No. Did I imagine not having my support team with me when I had my baby? No. But more importantly, did I envision a worldwide pandemic happening right now? Absolutely not. It's an interesting time, and I think it's important to say that we've all made adjustments in all of our lives. But as a labor and delivery nurse, I know that it's not just now that you have to make adjustments. Women come in with these beautiful birth plans of how they want their childbirthing experience to go, and circumstances arise all the time where you don't get to have that perfect birth. You could plan on going into a natural labor and then have to be induced because your body is not starting, or there's some complication with your pregnancy that makes it so it's safer for you to deliver and you have to be induced. You could plan on an unmedicated birth and end up asking for an epidural once you're in the moment. You could plan to have a vaginal birth and things start to go wrong and the baby's heart rate starts to tank and you need a C-section. These things happen all the time, and I think it's important to know that we go into birth with a plan. Hopefully it's a well-researched and educated plan, but also with the understanding that things might not go the way they want, and the best way to go about it is to go in with an open mind. Also, as a nurse, I realize that these restrictions have been put on place for the safety of myself and my baby. Not only for us, but also for the other healthcare professionals who are there taking care of us. I just really want to point out that these healthcare professionals are going through this experience with us. Moreover, I realize that these restrictions have been put in place not only to protect myself and my baby, but also to protect the people taking care of us. I am a nurse myself, and I talk to a lot of other healthcare professionals, and they're going through this time just like the rest of us. They're scared to go into work. They don't know what they might find. They, cry on the way home. They are taking extra precautions to make sure that they're clean and don't hug their children right from coming home. I know nurses who are quarantining themselves from their families when they're working in units where they're exposed to COVID patients because they don't want to see the risk of spreading this to their families. So they haven't seen their kids in weeks. They're sacrificing a lot, but they're still showing up. I think it's important to realize that despite the fear and anxiety, they are still showing up for work to be there for their patients, for me. And so no matter how different this experience is than I had envisioned it, I know that I'm not going to be unsupported because I will have the nurses and midwives and doctors and anesthesiologists and the whole team there who are coming in to make sure that I am having a safe birthing experience.